Imagine for a moment that everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed of, is not just a distant possibility, but something that exists right now, right here, in a different dimension, waiting for you to step into it. The life you desire, the reality you wish you could experience, has already been created. You just need to know how to shift into it. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today, how to instantly shift your reality using a fifth dimension shortcut. This isn't just some abstract spiritual concept. This is something real, something practical, and something that the top 1% of spiritually awakened individuals are using to create the life they desire. And by the end of this journey, you'll not only understand this shortcut, you'll be able to use it. So let's dive in. The first thing we need to understand is that reality is not as solid as we think it is. We have been conditioned to believe that we are stuck in this 3D world where everything is limited by time and space. But what if I told you that this is only one level of existence? What if I told you that there's a higher dimension, a fifth dimension, where time and space don't function the same way, and where you have the power to instantly shift into any version of reality you choose? You see, in the third dimension, everything feels linear: past, present, future. You feel stuck in the present moment, and you believe that the future is something you have to wait for. But in the fifth dimension, all possibilities exist simultaneously. There is no past and future in the way we understand it. There is only the now. And in this now, there are multiple versions of reality, all existing at once. The version where you are living your dream life is as real as the version where you're struggling. The only difference is which one you're tuned into.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Let's use an analogy. Think of your life like a radio. Right now, you're tuned into a specific frequency, a specific station, and that station is broadcasting the reality you're currently experiencing. Maybe that station is playing a song you don't really like. It's full of static, or maybe it's just not the vibe you're looking for. But if you simply turn the dial, you can instantly tune into a different station, one that's broadcasting the exact song you want to hear, the reality you want to live. The thing is, both stations are broadcasting at the same time. They're both available to you. You just have to choose which one to tune into. And that's what the fifth dimension allows you to do. But how do you actually shift into this higher dimension? How do you access this shortcut that allows you to instantly change your reality? The first step is understanding that your thoughts and emotions are the controls. The frequency you're tuned into is determined by your state of consciousness, by the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you hold. If you want to shift your reality, you have to shift your reality. You have to shift your frequency. And we do this by using something incredibly powerful: focused intention. Here's where it gets deep. What are you focusing on right now? Take a moment to reflect. Most of us are focusing on what we don't want. We're thinking about our limitations, our fears, the problems we're facing. And when you focus on those things, you tune into the frequency of lack, of limitation. You're literally broadcasting that frequency into the universe. And guess what? The universe reflects it back to you. It's like you're stuck on the wrong radio station, and no matter how much you want to hear a different song, you can't, because your focus is locked onto the wrong frequency. But what if, instead of focusing on what you don't want, you started focusing on what you do want? What if you started to intentionally tune into the frequency of abundance, of love, of success? This is where the fifth dimension shortcut comes into play. You don't have to wait for these things to manifest over time. In the fifth dimension, time isn't linear, which means that the moment you shift your focus, you shift your reality. It happens instantly. Let me ask you something profound. What are you willing to let go of right now, in this moment, to shift into the reality you desire? Because here's the truth, the only thing keeping you from experiencing the life you want is your attachment to your current reality. You're holding onto the beliefs, the habits, and the emotions that are keeping you tuned into the wrong frequency. And the moment you let go of those attachments, the moment you shift your focus to what you truly desire, you tune into a new reality. This isn't just about positive thinking. This is about energetic alignment. Everything in the universe is energy, including you. And when you align your energy with the reality you want, the universe has no choice but to reflect that reality back to you. This is the secret that the top 1% of spiritually awakened individuals understand. They know that reality isn't something that happens to them, it's something they create. And they create it by shifting their energy, by tuning into the frequency of the reality they desire. So, how do we start this process? The first practical step is to become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Start paying attention to what you're focusing on throughout the day. Are you focusing on lack, on fear, on what's going wrong? Or are you focusing on abundance, on love, on what's possible? This awareness is the key to shifting your frequency. You can't change what you're not aware of. Once you're aware of your focus, the next step is to consciously shift it. This is where visualization becomes incredibly powerful. When you visualize the reality you want, you're not just imagining it, you're tuning into its frequency. You're literally aligning your energy with that version of reality. And the more you do this, the more you start to feel as if you're already living in that reality. And when you feel it, you attract it. In the fifth dimension, feeling is everything. The moment you feel as if you're already living your dream life, your external reality begins to shift to match that feeling. But here's the challenge: can you hold that feeling, even when your current reality is showing you the opposite? This is where most people get stuck. They start focusing on what they want, but then they look around and see that nothing has changed, and they get discouraged. But this is just the 3D world trying to pull you back into its limitations. In the fifth dimension, you don't wait for external evidence before you believe in your new reality. You believe first, and then the evidence appears. Imagine for a moment you've just started to grasp the power of tuning into the fifth dimension. You've caught glimpses of the reality you desire. You've felt that sense of alignment, that energetic shift where everything seems to flow effortlessly. But here's the challenge: how do you stay there? How do you maintain this higher frequency, this fifth dimension state, so that it becomes your permanent reality and not just a fleeting experience? This is where real mastery comes in, because anyone can have a moment of clarity, a moment of alignment. But the top 1%, those who truly understand the art of reality creation, know how to sustain that frequency. They know how to make it their new baseline, their new normal. And that's what we're going to dive into now: how to maintain the fifth dimension frequency and create permanent reality shifts. The first thing we need to understand is that your external reality is a reflection of your internal state. This is one of the most important spiritual truths, and it's something we often forget. We tend to think that the world around us is fixed, that it's something we have to react to or change from the outside. But the truth is, everything you see, everything you experience, is a mirror of your inner world. If you want to change your outer reality, you have to first change your inner frequency. And maintaining the fifth dimension frequency is all about mastering your inner state. So let's start with a deep question: what's going on inside of you right now? take a moment to pause and reflect. Are your thoughts aligned with the reality you want to create? Are your emotions in harmony with the life you desire? Because here's the thing, you can't create abundance from a state of lack. You can't manifest love from a place of fear. And you certainly can't shift into a higher dimension if your inner world is full of chaos and distraction. Maintaining the fifth dimension frequency requires a commitment to inner alignment. This means becoming highly aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, and making sure they are all in harmony with the reality you want to experience. This is not about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about catching yourself when you start to slip into old patterns and gently bringing yourself back into alignment. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining this inner alignment is meditation. You've probably heard this before, but it cannot be emphasized enough. Meditation is the gateway to the fifth dimension. When you meditate, you quiet the noise of the external world. You let go of the distractions, the worries, the fears, and you tune into the frequency of your higher self. In that stillness, in that quiet space, you can reconnect with the version of yourself that exists in the fifth dimension, the version that already has everything you desire. But here's the key: meditation is not just about sitting in silence for a few minutes a day. It's about carrying that inner stillness with you throughout your day. It's about staying connected to that higher frequency, even when the world around you is chaotic. This is what we mean by maintaining the fifth dimension frequency. It's not something you do for 20 minutes in the morning and then forget about. It's something you live, moment to moment to moment. Let me ask you, how often do you let the external world pull you out of alignment? How often do you get caught up in the news, in other people's opinions, in the drama of daily life? These are the things that pull you back into the third dimension, the things that lower your frequency and keep you stuck in the old reality. If you want to maintain the fifth dimension frequency, you have to become highly selective about what you allow into your consciousness. This brings us to the next key: guarding your energy. The fifth dimension is all about energy, your energy, the energy of the people around you, and the energy of the environments you're in. If you're constantly surrounding yourself with negativity, with fear, with low vibration energy, it's going to pull you out of alignment. You can't stay tuned into a high frequency while you're immersed in negativity. So, take a moment to reflect: what kind of energy are you surrounding yourself with on a daily basis? Are you spending time with people who uplift you, who inspire you, who support your growth? Or are you surrounded by people who drain your energy, who keep you stuck in old patterns? Are you consuming content that expands your consciousness, or are you getting lost in distractions that lower your vibration? Maintaining the fifth dimension frequency means making conscious choices about where you put your energy. It means setting boundaries with people and situations that don't align with your highest self. This might mean stepping back from certain relationships, changing your environment, or even limiting your exposure to the media. It's not about isolating yourself, it's about protecting your energy so that you can stay aligned with the frequency of the reality you want to create. But here's where it gets even deeper. Maintaining the fifth dimension frequency is not just about avoiding negativity, it's about actively cultivating higher states of consciousness. This is where practices like gratitude, love, and joy come into play. These emotions are like rocket fuel for your frequency. When you live in a state of gratitude, when you feel love for yourself and others, when you experience joy in the present moment, you are automatically tuning into the fifth dimension. Let me ask you something powerful. How much time do you spend each day feeling grateful, feeling love, feeling joy? For most of us, these emotions are fleeting. We experience them for a few moments, and then we go back to our default state of worry, stress, or dissatisfaction. But if you want to maintain the fifth dimension frequency, you need to make these emotions your default state. You need to live in gratitude, not just occasionally feel it. You need to embody love, not just express it when it's convenient. You need to cultivate joy, even in the smallest moments. This is the secret that the top 1% of spiritually awakened individuals understand. They don't wait for external circumstances to make them feel good. They create those feelings from within, and by doing so, they maintain the frequency of the fifth dimension. They live in a state of inner abundance, and that abundance is reflected in their outer reality. So, how do you start cultivating these higher states of consciousness? The simplest way is to start small. Begin each day with a practice of gratitude. Take a few moments to reflect on what you're grateful for and really feel it in your heart. Throughout the day, look for opportunities to express love, whether it's through a kind word, a smile, or simply sending positive energy to someone in need. And most importantly, find joy in the present moment. Whether you're sipping a cup of tea, taking a walk in nature, or simply breathing, allow yourself to feel the joy of being alive. Maintaining the fifth dimension frequency is not about perfection. It's about practice. It's about consistently choosing to tune into the higher frequencies of love, gratitude, and joy, even when the world around you is pulling you in the opposite direction. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Eventually, this higher frequency becomes your new normal, and you begin to experience permanent reality shifts. Now that we've explored how to maintain the fifth dimension frequency, we're going to take things to the next level. This is where we go from simply sustaining a higher vibration to accelerating your journey, making quantum leaps into the reality you desire. If you've ever wondered how some people seem to manifest their dreams effortlessly, how they seem to bypass the usual limitations of time and space, this part is for you. We're going to dive into how you can collapse time and make rapid strides in your personal transformation using advanced fifth dimension techniques. Here's the first thing you need to understand: time is an illusion. In the third dimension, we experience time as linear. We believe that everything has a set timeline, cause and effect, past, present, and future. But in the fifth dimension, time doesn't exist in the same way. There, all possibilities exist simultaneously. The future you desire, the reality where you've already achieved your dreams, is not something you have to wait for. It's something you can access right now. The only thing separating you from that reality is your belief in time. Let me ask you, how often do you feel like you're running out of time? How often do you tell yourself that it's going to take years to achieve your goals, or that you're too late to make a change? These are the beliefs that keep you trapped in the illusion of linear time. But once you let go of these beliefs, once you step into the understanding that time is fluid and malleable, you can begin to collapse time to bring your desired future into the present moment. So, how do we do this? How do we make a quantum leap into the reality we want? The key is in understanding something called energetic alignment. Remember, the fifth dimension is all about energy. The only reason you're not experiencing your desired reality right now is because your energy is not yet aligned with that version of reality. The moment your energy aligns with it, you shift into it instantly. Think of it like this: you're standing in front of a door that leads to your dream life. That door is already open, but you can't walk through it because you're not vibrating at the same frequency as what's on the other side. The version of you that's living that dream life, the version of you that's abundant, successful, and joyful is vibrating at a higher frequency than the version of you that's struggling, doubting, or waiting for things to change. If you want to make a quantum leap, you have to become energetically aligned with that higher version of yourself. So how do we align with that version? The first step is to embody the energy of your future self. This means acting, thinking, and feeling as if you're already living in that reality. Ask yourself, if I were already living my dream life, how would I feel right now? Would you feel confident, grateful, peaceful? Start cultivating those feelings in the present moment, even if your external reality hasn't caught up yet. Because here's the secret: your external reality is always a reflection of your internal state. The moment you start feeling like your future self, the universe will begin to rearrange itself to match that vibration. But here's where it gets even more powerful. In the fifth dimension, the moment you align with the energy of your future self, you collapse the timeline. What would have taken you years in the third dimension can happen in a matter of weeks or even days. This is because the fifth dimension operates outside of the constraints of time and space. When you shift your energy, you immediately shift the reality you're tuned into. You don't have to wait for things to unfold slowly. You can make rapid, quantum leaps into new realities. Let me give you a practical example. Think of someone who has achieved something extraordinary in a short amount of time, whether it's building a successful business, manifesting a relationship, or transforming their health. From the outside, it might seem like they experienced an overnight success, but in reality, they made an energetic shift. They aligned with the version of themselves who had already achieved that success, and because they were vibrating at that frequency, the universe responded by collapsing the timeline and bringing that reality into the present. Now, you might be wondering, how do I actually do this? How do I shift my energy in a way that collapses time? One of the most powerful tools for this is visualization, but not just any visualization. This is about embodying the energy of your future self, not just imagining it. When you visualize, don't just see yourself in your desired reality, feel what it's like to be there. Feel the emotions, the sensations, the energy of being in that space. The more vividly you can feel it, the more your energy begins to align with that version of yourself. And once your energy is aligned, the shift happens automatically. Another key to collapsing time is detachment. This might sound counterintuitive, but the more you cling to the outcome, the more you reinforce the belief that it's not here yet. And as long as you believe it's not here, it won't be. In the fifth dimension, the moment you let go of the need for something to happen, the faster it manifests. This is because detachment allows you to raise your vibration. It frees you from the lower frequencies of need, fear, and doubt, and allows you to move into the higher frequencies of trust, gratitude, and joy. Let me ask you something profound. What are you willing to let go of right now to make space for the reality you desire? Are you willing to let go of your attachment to time, your attachment to needing things to unfold in a specific way? Are you willing to trust that the universe knows the fastest, most effortless path to your dreams, even if it looks different from what you expected? When you release your attachment to time, when you let go of the need to control every step of the process, you open yourself up to the possibility of quantum leaps. You allow the universe to show you shortcuts, to rearrange your reality in ways you couldn't have imagined. This is the power of the fifth dimension. It's not about working harder or pushing yourself to achieve your goals. It's about aligning your energy with the version of yourself who has already achieved them and allowing the universe to bring that reality to you. And here's the most important takeaway: you don't have to wait. The future you desire is already here. It's already available to you. The only question is, are you ready to step into it? Are you ready to let go of the beliefs, the fears, and the limitations that are keeping you stuck in the third dimension? Because the moment you do, the moment you align with the energy of your future self, you collapse time. You make a quantum leap into a new reality, and everything you've been waiting for starts to unfold effortlessly. So, you've learned how to collapse time, how to make quantum leaps using the fifth dimension to shift into your desired reality. But the real question is, how do you live there permanently? How do you make sure that this higher frequency, this state of rapid manifestation, becomes your new normal, not just a temporary experience? This is the ultimate goal, to anchor yourself so deeply into the fifth dimension that it becomes your constant reality. And in this final part, we're going to explore how you can sustain this state of alignment, how you can live as your future self right now, and how to make rapid manifestation a permanent part of your life. The first key is understanding that the external world is always changing, but your internal state, the energy you choose to embody, can remain stable. This is where most people get tripped up. They experience moments of alignment, moments where they feel in tune with the energy of their future self, and things start to shift. But then, something happens in their external world, a challenge, a setback, or some old pattern re-emerges and they fall out of alignment. They start reacting to the external world again, and their frequency drops back to the third dimension. But here's the thing, the fifth dimension is not a place you go to escape from reality. It's a state of being that you bring into your reality. It's about maintaining your inner alignment, your higher frequency, even when the outside world is showing you something different. This is what it means to live as your future self now. It's about holding the vibration of that future reality, even when your current reality hasn't caught up yet. This is how you anchor into the fifth dimension. So let me ask you, can you hold the energy of abundance, of love, of success, even when things aren't going the way you planned? Can you stay committed to your higher frequency, even when the external world is testing you? This is the real practice. It's easy to feel aligned when everything is going well, but the true mastery comes when you can stay aligned even in the face of challenges. One of the most powerful tools for anchoring yourself into the fifth dimension is self-awareness. You need to become hyper-aware of when you're slipping out of alignment. Are you reacting to your external circumstances? Are you falling back into old habits of worry, fear, or doubt? The moment you notice that your energy is dropping, that you're tuning into a lower frequency, is the moment you have the power to shift. Here's a practical exercise for you. Every time you catch yourself reacting to something in the third dimension, whether it's a negative thought, an emotional trigger, or a stressful situation, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, I have the power to choose my frequency. Instead of reacting, consciously choose to shift your energy. This could be as simple as focusing on gratitude, visualizing your future self, or reconnecting with that inner sense of trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stay anchored in the fifth dimension, no matter what's happening around you. And here's the beautiful part: when you consistently hold that higher frequency, your external reality will start to shift to match it. This is the law of the universe. The energy you embody is what you attract. So even if it feels like things aren't changing right away, trust that they are. The universe is rearranging itself to reflect your new vibration, and the more stable you are in that frequency, the faster the changes will manifest. But let's go deeper. What does it truly mean to live as your future self now? It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or feeling good in the moment. It's about embodying the identity of the version of you who has already achieved everything you desire. This means making decisions from that place. Ask yourself, how would my future self approach this situation? How would the version of me who is already abundant, already successful, already fulfilled, act in this moment? For example, if your future self is financially abundant, how would you approach your current financial situation? Would you act from a place of fear and scarcity, or would you trust that more is always coming to you? If your future self is in a loving relationship, how would you show up in your interactions with others? Would you act from a place of insecurity, or would you embody love and confidence? This is the key to sustaining rapid manifestation. It's not just about what you think or feel, it's about how you act. Your actions must align with the energy of your future self. Every time you make a decision, every time you take an action, you are either reinforcing your current reality or shifting into a new one. So, start acting as if you are already living your dream life. Make decisions from that higher place and watch how quickly your reality begins to shift. So, here's the truth: you are already your future self. The version of you that you've been dreaming of is not some distant possibility, it's here, now. All you need to do is align with it. Live from that place, act from that place, and trust that the universe is already bringing everything you desire into your reality. This is how you permanently anchor into the fifth dimension, and this is how you sustain rapid manifestation. The only question left is, are you ready to step fully into your power?